This launch today is an extremely important event for the local community, for South Africa, and as several people have already pointed out, even for the world. It really is an example. And INMED is all about helping children now who are in need, just as Air Products is doing programs that help young children who are in need now, but also inspiring and providing opportunities for this and the next generation of children and youth that are coming on. And aquaponics can be and is part of this solution, and that's why we're so excited about this event today. Aquaponics is something that is increasingly growing in popularity around the world, but primarily in the commercial sector, but also for backyard gardeners. And as you'll see in a demonstration in just a little bit in the launch of this unit, aquaponics is a combination of aquaculture or fish cultivation and hydroponic vegetable production, or producing vegetables without soil, in one closed recirculating system. So the aquaponic system utilizes the nutrient-rich water from the fish tank, which is pumped over the grow beds where we're growing the vegetables, and we're growing the vegetables in gravel. And the water goes through the gravel, which captures the nutrients and transforms them into nitrates as fertilizer for the plants. The water goes through the gravel, which then cleans and aerates the water, which is then returned to the fish tank. So it's totally organic, and it uses approximately 85 to 90% less water than traditional agriculture. And in this period of increasing periods of drought, this is extremely important. It's also extremely intensive because the water, and as you'll see, there's a water exchange where the water flows over the grow beds for 15 minutes every hour, and then it's off for 45 minutes as the water drains through and grows back. But the roots of the plants are always soaked in these nutrients. They're not competing with the other plants for nutrients. So you can plant very close together. So it's very intensive. You can produce 10 times as much in the same space as traditional agriculture. So this is another thing that is extremely important for smallholder farmers who just have small plots of land. Now, we did not invent aquaponics, but this is something that we've been working on really intensively for at least the last 10 years, and this is something that Dr. Jackson has really been leading this effort, because you can buy aquaponic systems commercially out there on the market, but they're very expensive and they're rather complicated. So what we have been working on is developing a much lower cost and much more simplified version of aquaponics that smallhold farmers and even families can use, or it can be used for very large commercial ventures for cooperatives, for example. The system that we have developed also is modular. So it's something that you can start small, learn how to do it, make some money from it, and grow your system. And as I said, it's something that we have very small systems that families can use, that we actually have in primary schools. And then what you're going to see today is the largest system that we have in South Africa to date. It's a medium-sized commercial system. And I'm very happy to say that there are others coming on stream thanks to the leadership of Air Products in supporting this initial unit, and the leadership of Carel Technical High School in being the first to really demonstrate this here in South Africa. So it's not only useful and important for food security, for income generation, but for a school like this great school, it's also a wonderful teaching tool. For teaching, of course, a future career in aquaponics, but also in, the construction is a very important piece of this as well. Business planning, but also just basic biology, environment, nutrition. It's an incredible teaching tool as well. We really thank both Air Products and Carel School for being willing to really be the pioneers for this, because it's all about the current generation and the future leaders of this country and the world, and we're counting on you, so we're just so pleased and happy to be with you here today and be part of this. Thank you.
Now, in a bed this size, this one bed, if we were growing lettuce, you could put 4,000 plants in this one bed, because they're only 2.5 centimeters apart. You can grow it that densely because of the nutrients that are going to get plants. So, I think we want to have the students demonstrate that by finding some plants that shows that you can actually put plants in gravel and that they will grow. Just to demonstrate a little bit what in this first bed we have back here, Kabuto just took some lettuce seeds and planted them on the top of the surface, and you can see that within 4 or 5 days they're already sprouting up through the gravel.
For the cameras.
Now, when the water rises, it rises from the bottom, because this sprinkling down and goes to the bottom and it begins to rise. And what we want, you notice this is dry right here. We want to keep the surface pretty dry on the surface so that the water rises only about this far from the surface. So that underneath, you can, like it's dry here, you can dig down and you can see the moisture. But you don't, it's not moist on top, and this reduces the possibility for infections and disease for the plant. A plant like this, we'd actually plant this one right about here. So you'd have a whole, you can see if you plant this close together, you can grow an awful lot of plants in a very small space. Yep.
Our future is literally in the hands of our children. In addressing the plight of hunger around the world, INMED's contribution to communities in need has been phenomenal. Through their vision of creating healthy children and bright futures, INMED's Partnership for Children is transforming the future of hundreds and thousands of children and their families globally. This initiative has the potential to feed families and whole communities with nutritious, life-supporting food such as fish and vegetables. These are people who would otherwise have faced an enormous challenge, including poor soil conditions, lack of space, and in scarcity of water. Not only that, but what was very special about the project was the ability in sharing the knowledge as to how the system worked, teaching young children and people in a practical sense how to successfully provide food to their families in a way that is self-sustaining. This new aquaponics unit will not only add to and enrich the pupils' knowledge and skills base when it comes to innovative farming techniques, but it will do so in a way that is environmentally conscious. Because aquaponics uses, and I'm sure Linda will expand on that a little bit later, uses little water, it addresses additional environmental concerns such as water scarcity. We are very proud that this new aquaponics unit is the largest of its kind which INMED has built in the country. Today, please join me and our colleagues from INMED and Carel in celebrating this momentous occasion as we formally launch the new INMED Air Products Aquaponic unit, where children will not only be taught how to fish for a lifetime, but how to create hope for the future. Thank you.
It's quite an honor for our school to be part of this project. And first we have to look at a few things that's very important for us. Agriculture forms the backbone of any country. Without agricultural activities, a country will have no food security and will rely heavily on import from other countries. It's very important that subjects like agriculture will be part of any country's educational program. Potential farmers must first of all educate in modern farming techniques as well as alternative farming in a changing world. This is the reason why our school dedicates to get involved in agricultural programs. The school believes in skill training, like technical subjects and agricultural subjects. And we believe that doing so, we can help the country with the biggest problem, that of job creation in future. Without this, there will be no growth whatsoever in South Africa. We want to use the opportunity to thank INMED as well as EPRO to selecting our school as a partner for this project. We can assure you of our deepest appreciation. Not only will this project enrich our children, but the children, especially those from economically disadvantaged communities, will benefit directly through it. The harvesting of fish and vegetables will be used to our feeding schemes. Excess produce will be sold to finance the expansion of this project as well as other agricultural projects on the farm. To finish off, INMED, Air Products and Carel de Wet can be proud of this effort. We left a project behind that will not only benefit the children and the community, but can also be used as a model for the rest of South Africa and maybe some parts of the world. Congratulations on this project, and God bless all the role players.